say something very different. I'm going to digress. I'm going to say something very different from what they have said. I want us to know that whatever we do today becomes history tomorrow. Our today will shape our tomorrow. I want to read some things that I just tried to put together while listening to my colleagues. The importance of living in the present. Today's events, whether big or small, are what will shape tomorrow's history. By being present and mindful, we can make most of every moment. The powers of our actions. Every decision we make, every word we speak, and every action we take has the potential to impact the future. This realization can inspire us to be more thoughtful and intentional in our daily lives. By studying the past events and experiences, we can gain value, insights, and lessons that can inform our decisions and actions today. Please, I would like to make us know that whoever amongst us is intending to cause any chaos or any disunity amongst us should please stop. Whatever you do today will stand for or against you tomorrow. Sorry, I want to... Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring something out. Like, on this write-up, it said, in George R.R. Martin's song, Ice and Fire series, the traitor's character often meets with gruesome and fitting end. I'm just trying to, if there are anybody who is trying to betray the trust of this house, because we have always been together, we have been one united family. We have always stood firmly behind our speaker. The speaker has always bared our burden, carried our load, deliver adequately to us whatever we send him to do. I want us to know that he is just a messenger. We send him on every errand he runs for us. And we have stood behind him. I don't see any reason why anybody should think of doing anything otherwise. So, Mr. Speaker, as Power Abiodun Babatunde, representing Idosi Constituency 1, I want to tell you that this house remains resolute and united to stand behind you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Ayo Adegbite.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, I just want to let you know that you represent the will of the majority of the members of this House, and you have our trust and confidence. As my colleagues have spoken, we see that everybody has shown support and told you that we are solidly behind you. The only thing I would like to say that nobody added is that we know that when this rumor came out, all of us started suspecting ourselves. If we say we are not suspecting ourselves, then we'll be lying. So we just need to come together. They might just be trying to sow a seed of discord amongst us. So let's come together and pray more. That's all I can say. I so submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ayo Adegbite. Yes, Honorable Femi Akindele, your order is noted, but just make your statement. Your statement. Your order is already noted. It is for me to rule on. Make your statement.
Right, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Repo Development Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, on a day like this, on the 6th of June, 2023, history was made. Right Honorable Speaker, that day, I remember maybe luck beckons. I was one that was called upon that nominated you. Right Honorable Speaker, I remember that day, we came together and we agreed that this house was built on that solid rock, God, which is the Alpha and the Omega. Right Honorable Speaker, I just want to tell you this. The Alpha and Omega is with us, is with you. Right Honorable Speaker, from the celestial realm, I have this to tell you, fear not. The Bible says, surely they will gather themselves together and they will be scattered. The Bible says they will take that thought together and that thought will come to naught. That's the biblical standard. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Bible clearly established that whosoever dig that hole will fall into it. Whosoever seek to hit your flesh celestially, and this is the biblical standard. These are not my words. God even told us that even the heaven and the earth can pass away, that not a tittle of his word will go unfulfilled. Right, Honorable Speaker, whosoever desires to eat your flesh will eat his or her own flesh. Whosoever desires to drink your blood will drink his or her own blood. As we speak today, right, Honorable Speaker, we are here. This is what they call Ajo Ilu. We are here today and we are gathered here today. We have agreed. I've adopted all the submissions of the speakers before me. And I want to take this before God. And God has answered us. Whosoever does otherwise, leave him to God. And God will sustain you. God will uphold you. 2027 is around the corner. We will get there together in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Yes, leader of the house. I think that's the last person, if I'm correct. The leader of the house.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, Mr. Capacity, and my colleagues. Wow, it's been a wonderful time sitting here to listen to all my colleagues. And yes, I want to agree with some. The extent of the inaccuracy of the information as put on social media. It's erroneous and it's understandable that it should come at this particular point in time. Well, my colleagues, Right Honorable Speaker, have been able to identify with the unity that exists in this house. And as inaccurate, as erroneous as the news might be, it has afforded us one opportunity.
Honorable Latif, the two of you should come back. The two of you should come back. Come back.
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, as you will want to agree with me, that as inaccurate as that news was, it has provided us an opportunity. One, to reassess and reconvince ourselves about the integrity and the ability, the capacity of the leadership of this house. If this is the only thing, and affirm it, if this is the only thing we have achieved here today, I think we have really done so well for ourselves. Yes, the news might come, and it might come, and it might come, and it will still come. But we have been able to convince ourselves to a reasonable extent that we have one view, the same common view about the speaker and the leader of this house. A lot of people talked about his frontal position. He likes to shield us. He wants to stay
to take up the heat for members. He has always been there. And it's excellent that we identified that. I listed some of the things members talked. People talked about his inclusive nature. He even demonstrated it even before this brief explanation. He created committees. This person has been in this committee. This person has not been in this committee. That's inclusivity. And that can only be found in a place where there's transparency, where there's accountability. He has demonstrated several qualities of leadership. And to cap it on, some people talked about his ingenuity. His ingenuity has led us to several accolades. His ingenuity has led us to awards. We talk about several things that we have achieved as a house. It's because of his ingenuity. It's because of his wisdom. He's a genius. At times, he brings out these ideas, and we start fleshing it. Then I start looking at where is all this thing coming from. Then God has provided him, like Honorable Tokwe Lunke said, he has provided him with a wonderful thing. This is a fertile ground. It is for you to develop ideas. It is for you to put it on an infertile ground. It will not grow. It is for you to develop wonderful ideas. It is for you to put it in a fertile ground, and it will grow. This house was designed for this speaker, the 2 feet. And my colleagues, I appreciate you for all that you have said. It is essential and timely, given this opportunity, given this particular point where we are, and the concurrence of all the previous members that have spoken before me. And it is on these premises that I want to usurp the order earlier raised by Honorable Femi Akindele as the majority leader of this house. That this house has concurred, members have concurred on the strength of your leadership. They have affirmed the trust in your leadership. And it's on this purpose that I want members to support me in this motion of vote of confidence on our speaker, Right Honorable Adeoye Aribasoye. I will support, I will prefer, and I will beg that you all support us for this motion. I so move.
All right, let me do this way. Let me just use the man that raised the point of order to second. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, they are...
Well, unfortunately, right, that has been done, sorry. I understand gender balancing.
Dear colleagues, I am Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. Standing and representing the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Rebel in the following constituency 1. I equally represent the E for she. I'm one of the E for she. So I'm speaking the minds of our year. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as moved by leader of business that the entire members of the 7th Ekiti State House of Assembly pass vote of confidence on your leadership and your capacity, and on you as Right Honorable Stephen Adeoye Aribasoye. Thank you.
Well, there is a motion that has been seconded. Well, maybe the hands coming up is a counter motion, because that is the only thing we can take now. If it's a counter motion, okay. So I will put the question, and the voice vote. Okay. The question is this: if you are in support that this house, I don't have to do this, a vote of confidence on me, I'm asking question on it. Well, I'm the speaker. All right. That this house pass a vote of confidence on the leadership of the Speaker of this House, Right Honorable Adeoye Stephen Aribasoye, who members believe enjoy their confidence, support, trust, and that they strongly believe in his leadership. Say hi. If you again say nay, the ayes have it. Yes, yes, Honorable Falcon, what was it?
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleague, I am Babatunde Abiodun Falcon. I represent Idosi Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to observe that I want to call on all colleagues, if they rightly voted yes for the vote of confidence, let everybody stand up and say yes. Thank you.
It's an observation. And you cannot direct the House. I am still the Speaker. Where, if you are in support, you can rise up. If you are in support, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, let's sit down. Thank you. Now, dear colleagues, I don't know where to begin. What I'm going to do, I am going to I'm going to write officially. But let me just say this, that I am overwhelmed. But I am not surprised, because I know that I'm leading a house that is united in purpose. I'm leading a house that we have shared and common goal. I know that I have members who are also trustworthy, who cannot be bought in any way. I believe strongly in members of this house, that I know that what is paramount to them is the development of Ekiti State. I know that I have members who also believe in the vision that we have to redefine legislative arm in Ekiti State, that we must take this arm to an enviable position, which is our common and shared goal. And I believe strongly that I have members who strongly believe in it. I strongly believe that the members of this house believe with me that our digitalization effort is key and very, very important. And that is why I am not surprised that members have passed this vote of confidence, which I also see as a renewal of our contractual agreement. The contractual agreement you gave me on the 6th of June, 2023. And this day, the 16th day of December 2024, you are only renewing that same contract that we had together to say you are just first among the equal, and to continue with our vision of what we all believe in. Believe that we can take Ekiti to the next level, together with the Governor Biodun Abayomi, who also strongly believe in the leadership and membership of this house. He has said it on every occasion, every opportunity. The governor of this state will always reinstate his belief in this house and the leadership. And we know that together we will get there. I believe that, of course, the story is not true. When I read it, it was just, I believe that it's coming from the figment of imagination. But like some of you said, even if it is correct, I wonder how they will also see through. When we have a solid army that we are working together in this house, when we believe in our vision and we believe in our goal. So and I will say to us, we have nothing to fear. Our tomorrow is in the hand of God. And that is why we are not afraid of anything. We are not afraid of anyone. We are not afraid of anybody. All I will say, let us continue in our vision, in our common goal of making, at least today by the grace of God, Ekiti State House of Assembly cannot be pushed aside in the Committee of Nations. People talk about us everywhere. Everywhere I visited, I walk with my head high up because of what you and I have done in the 7th Assembly. I want to acknowledge this, and I don't take it for granted. I appreciate you. Thank you, and God bless you all. Yes, on that note, we will quickly, leader of the house, I think you mentioned one more note of personal explanation. Is that all? No more personal explanation. Thank you very much. What? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, taken a lot of time, and I'm sure with the due wisdom and knowledge in the capacity of Mr. Speaker, we'll adjust to suit everybody. Right, Mr. Speaker, I just said to not be right that we have sat today and we don't also observe the license as procured by the Ekiti State government for the Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport. This license was secured and given to us effective December 15th, 2024. It's for an initial period of 6 months, and it allows private jets.
Within 6 months?
Yeah.
So anything can happen even within that 6 months? Yes. Not necessarily that it has to run for 6 months?
Yes. It even allows private jets and charter flights to operate between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. under the VFS, that's Visual Flight Rules. Within these 6 months, we have the ability to be able to arrange ourselves and correct all the actions identified by SCA so that we can prepare for the next phase, which will be full commercial flight operations. As a representative of the people, it is important to note that this leadership, the leadership of Governor Biodun Abayomi-Oyebanji, promised that this airport will be operational before the end of the year. And with this license, I think it's an evidence of a promise kept by the administration. And I think it's also an opportunity for us to use this platform to let Ekiti people know that as our governor, the working governor, has promised, the license has been secured, and in a very short while, we're going to see a lot of flying things coming.
What is the flying things?
We're going to see a lot of aircraft landing and taking off from Ekiti State. Congrats, my colleagues. Congrats, Ekiti State.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that personal explanation. I don't think we should debate this again. Just one statement from you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished parliamentarian, I remain my humble self, Honorable Idowu Odebumi. I want to, in addendum to what the majority leader have just said, I want to also use the opportunity to reference our amiable leaders, the productive leaders in the state, the immediate past governor, who has, through his productive life, led this project, and we can all see the beauty of continuity. Our present governor, the working governor, Mr. Project, also key into the vision of giving the Ekiti a befitting lift face, and here we are today having this certificate. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. We must commend Ekiti State. We must commend the working governor for remaining an Omaluabi by excellence. another governor would have come and abandoned that project, initiated by Dr. John Kayode Fayemi. He would have said, after all, it's not my project. So why do I need to? Let me go and embark on another project. Maybe he would have started seaport and begin to look for waters that will come to Ekiti State. But Mr. Governor, as Onomolo Abi par excellence, a true Democrat, ensure, because he knows that this is Ekiti resources and must not go into the drain. And he ensured that the project was actually completed. I can tell you, because for people who don't understand, the non-visual and the visual fly-through that we are referring to, these are mere administrative procedures, and other procedures will be made within 6 months so that we can start scheduled flights. We'll begin on scheduled flight, and that is how most of the airport starts. And I believe, with the look of things, that between now and February or March, with the support of this house also, we will start scheduled flights without any rules, as in whether feature or non-feature flights coming up there. What is important is that we have a cargo airport now operational in Ekiti State, and we are happy. And I must commend this house because we provided all the necessary legal framework for this airport to start up and up to where we are today. The oversight function that we carry out by this house is there to ensure that every materials needed, everything needed are in place. I commend you all. I commend Mr. Governor. I commend Ekiti State. I commend Dr. Kayode Fayemi, the initiator of this. Thank you all, and God bless. Yes, Leader of the House, can you quickly take us through the order of the day?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the order of the day, we have 4 items. Item 1 is the State Water Resources, Sanitation and Hygiene Sector Bill 2024 first reading. Items 2 is the State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024 second reading. Items 3, the State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board Amendment Bill 2024 second reading, allotted already for Committee of the Whole House. And the last item is adjournment.
Yes, can you take us through the first one?
Right Honorable Speaker, the first one is the State Water Resources, Sanitation and Hygiene Sector Bill 2024. Right Honorable Speaker, you might direct the Clerk of the House to read the bill for the first time.
Clerk of the House, can you take the first reading of the State Water?
The capacity speaking speaker and the distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, Ekiti State Water Resources, Sanitation and Hygiene Sector Bill 2024, first reading. Thank you.
The bill has passed through the first reading. Please, Chairman's Rules and Business, please let's set it for second reading at the next next allotted date. Thank you. Can you take us through the second item, Leader of the House?
Speaker, the second item is Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024, and the sponsor of this bill is Honorable Ayo Adebute. You may call on him to take the lead debate.
I thought we have done the second reading before now.
No, we have already.
Oh, okay. So today is the second reading. Well, without wasting time. Also, this house gave you leave to present this bill, and after the bill was presented by Honorable Ayo Adegbite, the first reading was done, and today we will take the second reading. And for us, we will just allow Honorable Ayo Adegbite to lead the debate on this, and I will allow just 2 members, because immediately we will go to Committee of the Whole House if the House subscribe to it. Ayo Adegbite to tell us why this House should pass the bill into law.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Ayo Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker.
Are you not Adeyinka too?
Yes, and Prince too. Mr. Speaker, this amendment to this Ekiti State Statistical Law is basically a process of registering every resident in Ekiti State. If we register all the residents, there will be a lot of benefits. It will enhance the state's ability to improve the security architecture. The security will have a database that can track criminals and all sorts of criminality in the state. If you do this registration, it will help open doors for transparency. It would also give us access to grants and aids from international organizations. This data collection will help in planning and budgeting of the state resources. It will enhance social services by giving residents better access to health care, better insurance, and all the free health schemes in the state. It will also reduce reliance on multiple forms of identification. It is worthy of note, too, that a few states and the Federation have keyed into this, and because it's the way to go now, I would encourage all my colleagues to support this, because it can only be of benefit to our dear state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Femi Akindele Olanrewaju.
Right, Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Rep. Federal Constituency 1. Right, Honorable Speaker, this bill that is for consideration before us this afternoon, Right, Honorable Speaker, it's a bill that speaks to the roots of a nation, the root of a state, the root of a community. Right, Honorable Speaker, in alignment with you, under your popular biblical quotes, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. After Habakkuk complained severally, after he laid his complaint before God, God now told him that he should go and write the vision and write it on a slate. And he should put it there in a clear form for others to see. And that is the essence of data. Without a proper database, no nation, no community, no state will develop. The earlier speaker spoke about the infrastructure. As Honorable Speaker, we are all in this nation where we have had 12 grid collapse in 12 months of the year. And this is traceable only to lack of proper planning, because the data wasn't correct ab initio, and that is what we are trying to, that's what this bill seeks to amend. This is what this bill seeks to correct in Ekiti State. Once we have a database, an investor will gladly come to Ekiti State and invest properly, because they know that, one, they are not coming to Ekiti State to gamble, they are not coming to Ekiti State to start gathering data on their own. Once we have this, even this can even generate revenue for Ekiti State, because others, the federal government, or even the state government, local government, the House of Assembly of Ekiti State, we can even key to it. Whenever we are discussing anything about on the issue, either petition or any law, we can easily press our tab and check if the data is accurate or not. That is why I'm urging all my colleagues this afternoon, I'm admonishing everyone to support this bill, so that we can have early passage of this bill. Thank you.
Akindele, let me just take one more. Honorable Tokpelonge.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Longe Temitope Ademola. Once again, I represent the good people of Oyo Constituency 1, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, permit me to lend my voice to this all-important bill before us for consideration, Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, I want to say, without fear of equivocation, Mr. Speaker, that this bill is one that we should support and ensure that we pass expeditiously, Mr. Speaker. It is very unfortunate that in our country as a whole, we do not have a reliable data. Data is everything, Mr. Speaker. When we have a reliable data,
it will reduce a whole lot of crime and criminal activities. Data, if you go to the Western world, Mr. Speaker, the accumulation of data has helped them to develop a lot. Just recently, Mr. Speaker, myself and Honorable Ayo Adegbite were driving on the streets of Canada, and the police accosted us, and they asked for Mr. Adegbite's driver's license, and they scanned it, and everything about him showed on their screen. They saw everything about him. How long he has entered that country, how many days he has spent in that country, how valid is his visa to that country, they saw everything there. So if he was a criminal that they were looking for, the data they have will have handed him over to them immediately. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that this bill is one that we should support and pass expeditiously, because it will also help our state. As we all know, Mr. Speaker, Ekiti State is scoring first on all fronts as we speak, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji. And I also want us to score another first in passing this bill, so that we can have enough data to rely on. It will cut a lot of costs for us. Even in governance, it will cut costs for us. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to move that we pass this bill expeditiously. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Tokweloge, without wasting time, every one of us believe that if one of the challenges we have in Nigeria is issue of data. Of course, and that is why our budgeting is having issues, because data is not there. Our planning is not properly planned, because there is no data, and which is why this bill is being introduced for budgeting. And issue of security that can be easily controlled if this statistic, if you have data of everyone in our society, you can easily who comes in, who goes out, when it comes in, and what have you. Even for IGR, is one of the easiest ways to also work on and improve our IGR and like I said, planning. So I believe this is very, very important. On that note, may I call on the clerk of the House to take the second reading of the bill.
The dynamic and speaking speaker. I also recognize the distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly. Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024, first allotted day, second reading. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, Right Honorable Speaker, given the urgent nature of this Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024, and the third item on our order of the day, which has already been as you have already given a previous instruction from previous plenary to take it to Committee of the Whole House, I want to move a motion that this House, the soft Committee of the Whole House, to attend to these bills quickly and for speedy passage. I so move.
Seconder to that, Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle.
I rise to second the motion that this bill should be submitted to the Committee of the House for further discussion. I so submit.
What you are saying now is that the bill, Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024 and Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board, the two bills be committed to the Committee of the Whole House. Is that not what you are saying? Thank you. So that we can take the two at the Committee of the Whole House. If you are in support, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, thank you very much. You are welcome to the committee of the whole House. Dear colleagues, we have two bills before the committee of the House. You will recall that last sitting, the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board bill was thoroughly debated and committed to the committee of the House. Then today again, we have Ekiti State statistical we have Ekiti statistical bill. So I will quickly want us to go through one Ekiti State statistical first amendment bill. Is a bill, the law has been here before. This is just a proposed amendment to part of the session. And these are the areas that we are amending. Number one is that the bill is to be titled Ekiti State Statistical Bill. If you are in support that this remains, say aye. Then we have amendment to one that the provision of Ekiti State Statistical Law number 19 of 2019 in this law referred to as the principal law is hereby amended as set out in this law. That section 2 of the principal law is hereby amended by adding subsection E to now read as follows: create and manage a reliable database of all residents in the state with a view to providing useful data for planning, security, social welfare, employment, financial services, housing, demography, education, health, and related matter. When you look at this amendment, this provision, which is what we are now bringing in, that's the novel issue that is coming into this bill, is the purpose for this data, that this bill now seek to create and manage a reliable database so that we can have it for the purpose of all Ekiti residents, which is different from voter register, because I know some people will be saying, what for? What registration are we doing again? Voter register is only meant for 18 and above. Everyone, even sometimes, if we know those who are inside, we can quickly register them. But we start registration from birth, then it allows registration of death. And in advanced country, you will know that these are things that work for them. From birth, you are registered. And when you exit this world, you are also, they register you as you have left. So, and that is exactly what we are doing in Ekiti State. So if you are in support that we allow this section to form part of this law, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. We also look at section 6, sub 2 of the principal law, which is hereby amended by inserting additional subsection I to K, to now read as follows: to establish the relevant infrastructure for the creation of a resident information database for every resident of the state with a view to 1, produce residential identity cards for all qualified residents of the state. Let us also discuss this. You know, in advanced country, you have what we call social security number, and that qualify you for social security. Am I correct? Ekiti State, we are also working towards that. There are so many social security programs that we have that we cannot easily identify the beneficiaries. I know that members of this house, even right from the 6th Assembly when I was here, we complain of not even knowing those who are benefiting from some of these social security schemes that we are talking about. But with this now, you can identify, you can know those who are beneficiaries, because you have a residential card that tells, of course, from there, their identity, their number is stated on the card. Anybody is, even by number, you can easily, and you can, state resources can easily be allocated. Security can easily be allocated. And that is the essence of I to K. They ensure easy identification of residents, which is about security. You know that in, for example, which town is very small in Ekiti, like Ogotun. You know, Ayedo is very big, so I can't use Ayedo Ekiti. like Ogoton as an example, you have a resident card. Every member of that community, you can identify them easily. And if anybody is coming in, you also register them. All these Fulanis, without mentioning any, I don't want to mention any tribe, but all these strangers coming in, they are also registered for identification. And that is the essence of having this. Ensure easy identification of residents, produce guidelines for biometric data to be contained in the registration form, and advise the government on mode of collecting resident data from the general public. If you're in support of this one part of this law, say aye. If you're against, say nay. Those are the amendments we are proposing. And then the citation of the bill will now be, this law may be cited as the Ekiti State Statistical Law 2024. If you're in support, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. So this is the end of our discussion by the Committee of the Whole House on statistical bill. So, Leader of the House, prepare your report and to be read at the plenary. Thank you very much. So, we have Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission, which has been debated, thoroughly debated, and I know that a lot was said on that day. But unfortunately, I don't have, I know there are concerns raised. I don't have it here with me. Probably we'll take this to the next adjourned date so that we can, unless the leader of the house can guide me on those things we discussed at our last sitting. Do we move this to the next adjourned date?
Yes, let's.
Thank you very much. Let's move it to the next allotted date. So, on that note, this is the end of our Committee of the Whole House. The House now reverts to plenary. Thank you. Thank you very much. The House met at the Committee of the Whole House to discuss the bill before us, Ekiti State Statistical. We also have Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Laws Board, First Amendment, which we could not discuss. So all what we have now is the statistical. I call on the Leader of the House to quickly give the report of that meeting of the whole House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my colleagues. Right Honorable Speaker, at the Committee of the Whole House, the Committee of the Whole House treated the bill to amend the provisions for the establishment and composition of the State Statistical and other ancillary matters thereof. The Committee of the Whole House talked about the amendment of the State Statistical Law number 19 of 2019. We also talked about the amendment of Section 2 of that of the Principal Law, and also Section 6.2 of the Principal Law and the citation. And at the end of the Committee of the Whole House, all members of the House concurred to this amendment as proposed. Thank you.
Very much. Honorable Tunde Dowu, can you confirm that report?
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ikere Consensus 2. Mr. Speaker, I stand to confirm that the report given by the leader of business of Ekiti State House of Assembly concerning the statistical bill of Ekiti State is the true position of the committee of the whole of the House of Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Tunde Dowu. It shows that fully you are involved in the Committee of the Whole House. You are fully around for plenary and you understand everything, and the House can confirm that that was actually what transpired. So if you are in support that was what transpired at the Committee of the Whole House, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. So Just as it was stated, this House agreed that this bill shall be cited as the Ekiti State Statistical Law 2024 when passed, and it was agreed that an amendment to Section 1 of the bill, that is provision for Ekiti State Statistical Law number 19 of 2019, in this law referred to as the principal law, is hereby amended as set out in this law. And under Section 2, we said that the Section 2 of the principal law is hereby amended by adding subsection E to now read as follows. That is, E, create and manage a reliable database of all residents in Ekiti State with a view to providing useful data for planning, security, social welfare, employment, financial services, housing, demography, education, health, and related matters. Under Section 6.2, which is the third amendment that we are making to the principal law, is to be amended by citing additional paragraph I to K to now read as follows. Establish the relevant infrastructure for the creation of residents information database for every resident of the state with a view to 1. Produce residential identity cards for all qualified residents of the state. Ensure easy identification of residents. And produce guidelines for biometric data to be contained in the registration form. And advise the government on mode of collecting resident data from the general public. If you are in support that this amendment take effect in this bill, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. And the citation, this law may be cited as the Ekiti State Statistical Law 2024, First Amendment. If you are in support, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. On that note, I call on the clerk of the House to take the third reading of this bill.
The transparent speaking speaker and the responsible distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, the Ekiti State Statistical Bill 2024, third reading. Thank you.
The bill has been passed into law, awaiting Mr. Governor's assent. Leader of the House, don't forget, item 4 has been taken care of. So please, can you move to, item, is it 4? 1, 2, 3. Item 3 has been taken care of. Can you move to item 4?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my colleagues. We have really done well today, and we have exhausted items 1, 2, 3, leaving us with item 4, which is adjournment. Right Honorable Speaker, with your nod, I would like to go ahead to move a motion that this House adjourns until Tuesday, 17 December 2024. I so move.
Seconder, Honorable Tejo Kuyiga.
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Adetejo Kuyiga. I rise to second the motion moved by the Leader of the House. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Under motion for adjournment, may I announce to members that the House will, after adjournment, will dissolve to parliamentary. We'll meet at parliamentary, and very, very important. We have some important issues, very, very important. Please, let's take today, very, very important. May I also announce to my dearling colleagues, how will you even feel when next you are coming maybe in January or February, and you on your iPad, on your phones, you are connected to internet free. I think this House will deserve to move to that level. I think we deserve to move to that level. As soon as you enter into the Ekiti State House of Assembly complex, you are connected. I think that is the level that we are moving to. Thank you very much. We will put the question now, but please remember all members. And I say it's very important because you must represent your constituency at this parliamentary meeting. And your constituent will ask you if you indeed attended the parliamentary meeting that is very crucial to your constituency. So on that note, I put the question that if you agree that these are adjourned synodi, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. I arise.